The Dick Corbett head football coach, Marcus Freeman. Coach Freeman will begin with a statement. After that time, please raise your hand so we can get you a microphone for one question and up to one follow-up question. Coach Freeman.
Yeah, man, proud of those guys, proud of the way they prepared. You know, as you watch film, man, you know you're going against a talented group, but it could have been easy to overlook those guys in terms of preparation because of the record. But we got a mature group. We got a bunch of seniors that are continuing to lead this group in the right way. And I truly believe in my heart Saturday is a reflection of preparation, and they're preparing the right way. They have the right mentality, and they're really going out and playing well. I was really proud of the way they played in the second half, being up 21-3, and to come out and defensively, I think there's an interception, turnover on downs, 3 and out, interception, touchdown. Offensively, it was touchdown, field goal, touchdown, you know, and that's a pretty dominant half of football, and so I'm really proud of the way they performed. And we know we got one more opportunity, guaranteed opportunity in the stadium, so we'll celebrate tonight and get back tomorrow and start preparing for Virginia. So with that, I'll open up for questions.
Front row on your left, Tyler Horka.
Marcus, obviously, on the defensive side, the sacks were a big part in the ballgame. Is that something you guys thought you could exploit going in, or just kind of what led to that pass rush?
You know, I don't think we did anything out of the ordinary. You know, I think our guys are playing with clarity. You know, some of the rush lanes, some of the different stunts we're doing, they're playing with clarity, which equals velocity. That's what we talk about all the time. Clarity equals velocity. And, you know, when guys are really understanding what to expect, which way the slide's coming, hey, how do I want to tech this guy in protection, you see some good things happen. But, you know, two great teams and great coaches, you're not going to just out-scheme them. You know, we got to make sure we give our guys a chance to play fast, and that's what you saw today.
You kind of alluded to it, but the score at the end of the half and then taking advantage of the interception in the second half, those two touchdowns kind of effectively put it out of reach, 25-point game at that point. How big was it to kind of capitalize in those unique situations?
Yeah, I think, you know, you say it all the time as a coach, but your players got to believe it that you can't look at the score. And, you know, it's a privilege to play for this place. And I told them go out in the second half and play like that. Play like it's a privilege to play for this university, to play for this football program. And if you do that, you'll play the way we played in the second half. And so probably didn't say, I mean, I probably should say, like, our crowd was really special. And it's a little different, man, a night game in Notre Dame Stadium, no matter who the opponent is, no matter what the record was. I mean, it was electric out there tonight, and so special shout-out to our crowd, too.
Front row all the way to your right, Eric Hansen.
Hey, Coach. It feels like Riley just decided when Howard went out of the game he was just going to take it over, and then Donovan Hinish joined in. Can you talk about the influence those two guys had on your defense, what you were able to do, and just really squeezing them in the second half?
Yeah, I've always said you got to be strong up the middle, and it starts up front with those two seniors, those guys that are veterans. They're playing really well. Riley got some individual glory today, right? He got the sacks, but there was a lot of people that contributed to Riley being able to have those sacks. You know, you talk about coverage, you talk about some other guys up front. Individual glory is a part of it, man. Like when you play well and some things go your way, you're going to get recognized. But Riley's been playing at a high level. Howard's been playing at a high level. It's good to see him, you know, get some of that production today.
When you see 52 points go up on the board, I'm asking you this in that context. You know, you look at the passing numbers, and, you know, there were some good moments. I wonder how you process that, what you take away from the passing game, given 52 points and everything else that went well on offense.
Yeah. You know, after the game, you enjoy it, right? You enjoy that feeling you have in the locker room because it's hard to achieve. And I've been on the other side when you don't achieve it. So after the game, you enjoy it. We'll go back and dissect every single play. We don't talk about the result of the game. It's every single play. What do we have to do to improve? We're greedy, right? So you got to enjoy this feeling tonight, but you got to go back tomorrow with a clear mind and a conscience of trying to improve, right? You got to try to improve, and you can't let the feeling of winning a game like this cloud your vision when you really dissect the film. So we'll dive into it. We'll find ways to improve, and we'll attack it in practice.
Front row on your left, Jack Sobel.
Marcus, did you have any kind of update on Howard Cross?
No, I said it was ankle sprain. I don't know if he could have came back. You didn't tell me that. You said he's out right now with ankle sprain, and I think by the time, there was a possibility maybe he could have came back, it was over.
And then the offense obviously scored 21 points in the first half, but just a couple of drops, maybe a couple of missed throws, negative runs. Like, what was the message to them at halftime, and how did you feel like the execution improved?
Well, the sign of a great team is consistency, right? And we all can have good plays and good days and bad days and good games and bad games. But the sign of great teams, great organizations is consistency. And I challenged them a little bit at halftime to let's be consistent. That's who you really are, right? It's not what you do on one day versus what you do on the other. It's like who you really are is who you are consistently. And that's in all walks of life. And so that's what I challenged them with at halftime. And they went out and they were pretty consistent in the second half.
Front row on your right, John Bryce.
Hey, Marcus, you referenced in your opening comments about the maturity of this team. What are the ways over the course of the week leading into Saturday that you're seeing that maturity that maybe gives you a peace of mind that they're preparing the way you want?
Yeah, I think it starts with the captains. And, I meet with the captains once a week and sometimes twice a week. And, this week we met on Monday and they said, hey, Coach, we want to say something to the team about how important this Final Four stretches, but this one, right, we know we have 4 guaranteed, but this one. And it's one thing as the head coach when you say that, but when your captains are the ones driving that message, that's a sign of the maturity of your team. And so that's what I'm really proud of.
When they have that kind of off-the-field maturity or mental maturity, does that then allow them to have the ability to maybe reach higher physically on the practice field because of their approach?
Yeah, I think it's an understanding that you don't get better doing the same thing you've previously done. And that's what I drive home to our players, but also to our captains. Like, we can't go out and just reciprocate next week what we did this week, right? Or natural gravitational pull is going to make you worse, And so they put a whole bunch of work in this week. And the first thing I'm going to say to them when I meet them on Monday is we got to elevate. And sometimes that's frustrating. It's frustrating for me as a coach sometimes when you feel like you put everything into it and in order to get better, you got to do more. And so that's the challenge. That's what they want because they want to be great and they want to reach their full potential. And it's my job to push them to do that.
Coach Freeman, thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, guys.